Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Game Dev Tycoon. This is the final episode. I just wanted to show you guys the end game of the game. One thing we need to start off by doing straight away is developing an expansion pack. So right now what we've got to is like the end point of the game where there's really nothing else to do except make a ridiculous amount of money. So let's have a look at the stats on the side here. You can see, well you can't see because the menu's in the way. So actually we're just going to start off by creating an expansion pack. So we're creating that for a game that I developed after the last episode. I played this off camera for a bit to check out this whole endgame thing where you continuously develop games. And this is the game right here. So Chess Boxing Online, it's a 10, that's the first 10 I've ever got. And so when I got that I decided this would be the game that I'd continuously develop expansion packs for. Now it seems like for every expansion pack that you release on this you basically double your profit. So at the moment we're on 70, so we're going to see what we're going to go up to, and that's just 70 out of a really long number here. I'm not even sure what that is, zillions or trillions or something, but that's a seriously large amount of money. And we have made a seriously large amount of sales on this game as well. You can see it right there at the top. So I'm going to walk you through what you do at the end game, how it all works. It's really quite simple and a little bit boring. It's kind of grindy, so what you do anyway is you select that game and you have to give this a different name right here. So we're going to call this expansion because it's an expansion pack, and then you pick the ultimate engine and then go next and then click start development. And so what we're doing right here is basically a cycle doing the same things over and over again. Now over here in the is this the research lab, I think? What you need to do is continuously rotate between marketing campaign and O convention. So both of these things contribute to more sales, and so if you keep your eye on when the research is finished and immediately start the next project each time, then it just contributes to making more money overall. So let's start that project. Now we've just started developing an expansion pack, and I've actually just finished one as well, so that's why the sales have jumped back up again. Now that time right there, if you have a look at the green bars, we've been in the profit the whole way along. That very rarely happens. Often around here at the end you go into a negative period where you start to lose money. So alongside doing this we also need to develop custom hardware which increases sales as well, and we do that for each game that we develop. And so now we come to the old sliders part. Now basically what I've done here is I've optimized all of the sliders, and you don't ever have to change these. I just develop expansion pack after expansion pack with the exact same sliders. So if you have a look down here at all the things that I've selected, I've basically made it the best I could so we can get really high score ratings. So you just click on OK and then you move on to the next bit. So you can see here they've got the need to go on holiday. What's cool about this is if you send your workers on vacation while you're developing a game, it doesn't actually make a big difference, because I noticed that if you watch, let's just send them all on vacation quickly, if you watch the blue meter here, it's going from left to right and then it jumps back a little bit, and it does that because people aren't on holiday and developing what they're supposed to. So I've done this countless times now, and I've seen that it doesn't affect the overall score of the game, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so this is basically it. You just kind of sit back and watch it all happen, and you make lots of money by doing this. So yeah, we just got to wait for the next stage of development really, and we just click on OK. I'll show you the things that I've selected down the side. You can see how the sliders are configured, and every now and then I do come in and change the sliders, but it doesn't really make a big difference overall. You just got to keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to use all of the multipliers now, and our own game convention is starting. Now you could be more efficient and apply it for each person at the correct time, but I really can't be bothered with that. The marketing campaign is going to finish soon, so we need to go over there and check that and start a new research project. And so we're just making tons of profit, and this is basically it. You continuously develop the expansion packs over and over again, and you hold your own game conventions. There's G3 as well. You do marketing campaigns, you just keep the sales of your game up over and over again. Okay, and so soon we will be ready to start the own convention again. Okay, just click OK here. I'll show you all of the selected features again, and if you have a look here, no one's overworked, so the sliders are the same every time. It means we get a good score. Okay, so we'll start our own convention. And this is pretty much it now. You could do a marketing campaign if you wanted to, but it really makes such a little amount of difference to the sales, it's hardly worth doing. And so yeah, let's watch the bubbles fly up to the top. Okay, our project over here has finished. Oh, that's not what I want to do. What was it we were doing? We were developing custom hardware, which helps with the game rating and sales. So you can only do that once for each game that you develop, or expansion pack. Okay, and now we're doing the bug spray. Now, one thing I did a while ago was I done a test to see if the multipliers helped with the bug spray, which it doesn't. It seems like bugs you see here, they don't have a number in them, so they just do one at a time. And with the multipliers, you multiply the numbers rather than the speed that they're produced at. So it doesn't ever help with the bug spray. Why do I keep calling it a bug spray? That's a different game. But yeah, it doesn't help with the bugs. And yeah, there's another game that's very similar to this that I played on the Android, and that had something called bug spraying where it helps you get rid of the bugs. Yeah, so this is it. We wait for the bugs to go down, we click finish, and we continue making tons and tons of money. And it looks like we stayed in the profit the whole time as well, so we click finish now. And the only thing that could really improve here is there's a couple of things that need to be leveled up to level 12. I'm not sure why 3D graphics is a different colour. I think world design just leveled up to level 12 a while ago, but there's a couple of things here that'll improve the game, but every member of staff is level 12 as well now. And that's something else that I could show you, the staff rating. Okay, so I'm level 12, you can see my speed, research, design, technology. I'll just go through everyone quickly. That's not the way you do it though, you click on their name. So you can see that I've trained some of them well over 900. I think we have a 950 somewhere as well. There you go, 957, 940. And so at this point doing training doesn't really help too much. We've got 960 there and 960 on speed as well. Okay, so the reviews come in. What I generally find happens is they get lower and lower over time until you change something. So I do a round of training so everyone produces slightly more points, or I change the sliders a little bit. So what we're going to do now actually is a round of training, and what we'll find is that we'll go into the negative a little bit after doing this. And what I usually do now is just the product management course, because it just increases their speed, which seems to make the biggest difference. Okay, let's do all of these. And me as well. And I never have to go on holiday, do I? Okay, so the sales are coming in. I've just noticed... Oh, no, let me... don't want to read that. Let's slide over here because I've forgotten about this again. This usually happens. I forget to tell them what project to do. You want to continuously do that to increase sales as much as you can. And so when we started this, if you remember, I had 70 up here. I think actually... I'm not sure. It looked like the number was slightly smaller for a second there, like it had been cropped. But yeah, now we're up to 235. And then as soon as we've done our round of training, we just start developing an expansion pack. Same thing again, change their name so it's not default. Not default, well, you know what I mean, not the default name. Click on Ultimate Engine, and then we just do the same thing all over again. And that's it, you'll continue just making tons of money. The sales of the tea bag will continue. Click on OK. Continue making lots of sales of the game, and that's pretty much it. So this is the end game. It's just what I've shown you there over and over again. Must remember to develop custom hardware as well. And own convention's almost done, so then we would start our marketing campaign. And that is pretty much it. So now what I want to do is have a quick look at the game history, because I think I developed 1 or 2 games after. I think the last episode we done Game Dev Tycoon, I'd completely forgotten that I'd already done one called, I think it was Game Devception. There it is. So we'd done that one twice. I made this Grade Warrior one. I think I just developed an MMO for a while, made a fair amount of money on it, In fact, compared to that, that was quite a profitable game. That one was a lot more profitable. This is where we were making MMOs and lots of expansion packs for them around this era. Yeah, you can see that one made a ton of money. If we go all the way back here, this one I've been running for absolutely ages. So it was released in year 54, so it's been running for over 23 years, and that's how much money you can make in 23 years. So in the previous episode, one thing that I did talk about was perhaps starting over again, doing some sort of race against the clock, but I don't think that's worth it now, because there is no real objective or goal in the end of the game. You know, there's no, I don't know, there's nothing like worthwhile to get here quicker, if you see what I mean. So we're going to end up with the same thing again. We're going to play the game back from the beginning, probably make less mistakes, get to this end game quicker, but the end game is basically going to be the same. So for that reason, I've decided that I would just make this last episode to show you what the end game is like, and then we would call it that. So when I picked up this game and released a video on it, I was really surprised by the response. I didn't expect so many people to enjoy it, and it was really cool. It was a lot of fun to play, really nice to sit back, play this easy game and record. Let's send these guys on vacation. And so I want to say thank you to all of you for watching and liking the videos, and just, you know, making it a fun experience for me as well as you in general. So with this being the last episode, there's not much else to say. I think there was something else I wanted to mention, so I'll make a cut here. So I don't think there is really anything else to say. It's been a really fun series. The game's pretty cool. One thing I might do is more videos on this if an expansion pack or some sort of sequel is released, and I'm terrible at finding out about those things, because I don't know how people find out. I guess you follow blogs and follow their website and things like that, which is something I don't really ever do. So if ever they bring out an expansion pack or something like that, just tweet me or send me a message and let me know, and I'll check it out. So maybe we'll see more episodes in the future if they do something like that, but otherwise I don't think we will. So I want to sign off for the last time and say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.